People are coming out, people are reaching out, people are breaking out, which is very important. They are seeking help. कि भाई, there is a problem.
Understood.
Music therapy will only work on those reflexes of yours, give you that confidence that you can cure yourself and walk independently on your own feet.
When you actually started taking cases, when you started treating patients, so what challenges did you face?
People think of a counselor ke क्या मैं पागल हूँ? It is a very wrong state of thought.
Hello friends, family, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have with us Mr. Roshan Mansukhani. Roshan, welcome to the chat.
Thank you so much, Puneet.
The subject we are going to tap is all about mental health. A small intro about Roshan. He is a counselor, a therapist, a motivational speaker, and recently he's also been awarded as Karamveer Chakra. So we are all going to cover in this topic. So let's begin our today's episode with Mr. Roshan Mansukhani.
Thank you.
So Roshan, let me start this podcast with the introduction. Let you introduce our audience. Who are you? What do you do? How did you start your career with? And why did you choose this profession?
This is a very nice beginning to tell everybody why I got into this field. I'm from an event background. I had my own company for 18 years. Prior to that, I was in the West Indies. And I'm from a convent school, let me be very honest. We were always taught the morale of a man, boy, is recognized with the footwear he wears. Over the years, I've seen shoe culture turning to chappal culture. Respect for even our professors or teachers has gone. That is the time I said, I need to give back to the society. Now, me being into music over 35 years, I use the same music along with which was once upon a time my passion. I created a module. So, along with music and counseling, I put old school and new school on the same page. And I've been in this field like 13 years now. And mental health has been a stigma, was a stigma, especially in India when people think of a counselor ke kya main pagal hu? It is a very wrong state of thought. We need to grow from there. And over the years of mine, what I've noticed, people are coming out, people are reaching out, people are breaking out, which is very important. They are seeking help. कि भाई, there is a problem. Accept karo. So, when you're talking about, there's a term called my mental sickness, mental issue. They are tiny issues. It can be overcome. Don't create it so problematic to create fear. So, in a nutshell, music relaxes you, but music therapy, my module, what I'm talking about, it listens to you. And every single person needs to be heard. That's my feeling.
So why just because of your passion that you've been into music, so you chose music as a therapy. So why didn't you choose the traditional way of counseling and the therapy, which any psychologist or a counselor will choose that?
Being into music for the last 35 years, see, I'm human as everybody. Ups and downs मेरे भी जिंदगी में होते हैं. I was going through a low time. I was in that depressive mode.
Why
And
so?
I know, not because of, ups and downs, business or something. I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay.
I'm talking way in 2005.
Okay.
And I know and I experimented how music helped me bounce back.
Okay.
So that is the time, I'm talking way in 2012, that I disappeared from the entire market and I was just experimenting this over myself. So if it can help me, why can't it help anybody?
So when you say disappeared. So were you taking some course because you were getting prepared for this line, or were you just experimenting with yourself
See,
as to how it will be in case if I take this as a profession on others? So
okay,
when you say disappearing, what does disappearing means?
yeah, I have done courses, of course,
Yes.
in the past, but I used to be like, chalo, yeah, passion hai for a friend, or But then when I said disappear,
Yes.
I used music to curate existing music, and I used it on myself.
Okay.
Okay, how it could help me. See, my life has always been of observations.
Right.
Okay, it is a virtue if you get a chance and the thought process to observe a person. And that is what I went into my own shell. I created that zone, how it helped me. And that is when I belted this own module of mine.
Wow. Okay.
And the first breakthrough was when I got 4 kids, age of 13 to around 19. Through music and counseling, I helped them quit drugs.
Wow.
I helped them quit drugs.
Wow. How challenging it was for you.
Honestly,
Yes.
I take every case as a challenge. Having said that, I just go with the flow. I just
Okay.
go with the flow. So when coming into the shoes of a youngster, that's the fun of it. Relating to them, resonating with their thoughts, respecting their views, respecting their opinions, and at the same time helping them bond, I would call it rebond back with their parents.
Wow. Okay.
That was my job, and that
Noted.
had been recognized.
Lovely. So, as per your talks, all I'm gauging is you started from scratch.
Yep.
So, when after you discovered, you thought about कि अभी मुझे यही करना है. So, what were the challenges in the beginning when you actually started taking cases, when you started treating patients? So, what challenges did you face?
Only 2 things. You made a mistake. You victimize the person by calling him a patient. I never call anybody a patient
Okay.
because I'm not anywhere close to the medical domain.
Okay.
Second, I don't use the word treatment.
Okay.
I'll tell you how my module works. I allow you, it's all about introspection. I allow you to heal yourself. So I'm not here to give you solutions. ये करोगे तो ये होगा. No. If I'm going to give you solutions all the time, I'm going to create dependency. If I use those big dangerous sounding words, I'm going to create fear. My work is to remove fear and create the independent and confident you. So I work around options. We both sit across the table, we work about options.
Again, what were the challenges? How difficult it
I'm
was?
coming.
Yeah.
I'm coming to the challenges. My first workshop, I took all my students, and it was all set up. It was in a society, in a banquet hall, where they expected about 100 people to come. We went, not a single person was there. It was a Sunday. Not a single person.
What
Okay.
a heartbreak.
No. My students, they felt very demotivated. And that's when I told them, learn to enjoy a failure before you can cherish a success. So when you don't see a single audience, you know how grave this subject is, that you can get motivated to tap hard on people's door, making them realize, okay, bhai, shake yourself up, pull up your socks, because even the ache in your tummy, the signal comes from the mind. And mind is one thing that we always ignore or we postpone.
Right.
Why does a kid go into drugs? Think about that. In the process, of course, we'll talk more about it.
Agreed.
We won't go so heavy right now, otherwise. Let's go step by step. Yeah, tell me.
So, you cater to all audiences. Let it be kids, let it be teenagers, mid corporate people, or senior citizens as well.
Yeah. My youngest is 82 years old.
Okay.
I call him the youngest.
Okay.
And
82 years old.
yes.
Wow.
They are also human. And 12 onwards is what I cater to.
Okay.
So when you're talking about a mental state, a mental fear that is created, pressures are always built throughout the ages. So when I'm talking about the 82-year-old also, he has his set of problems. You have your set of problems. I'm as human as you. I have my set of problems.
Understood.
I am only equipping you with a tool to help yourself. I'm only doing that. Now let's do an exercise. What am I doing?
Shaking hands.
I'm reaching out to you. I reach out to people. So when it came to my first workshop, not a single one came. I went to everybody in my area. I will come and I will give a talk. This is a grave issue. But I yet say, I thank COVID. I thank COVID. It made people realize, being in those walls, how mental health can work, how important it is. And जो अंग्रेज बोलेंगे हम तो वही फॉलो करेंगे. अंग्रेजों ने बोला मेंटल प्रॉब्लम है लोगों को, everybody started following that herd mentality. I've been talking about this since 2012. But anyway, better late than never.
Better late than never. So how do you choose your music as per different age groups? A different music for different people, that's what I assume.
Yeah, of course, it's different music for different people. But again, coming to it, music is a universal language. I'm yet to meet a person in the universe, the world, whatever you call it, who doesn't like music. So nowadays, what is actually being heard, I don't want to defame anybody. Music is music. Having said that, when it comes to curating music, I give myself time. It's a thought process that I work on. I'm also human. I have to do my homework, and my homework is also very tedious. So I curate various music. It can be a classical track, traditional, as you mentioned. It can be something of red Indian music. It can be country. It can be different genres of music. So I curate them, keeping a thought process in mind, and that's when I belt out. Now, when it comes to different ages, of course, one paracetamol cannot be given to everybody.
Obviously,
it works differently.
Yes.
Something will suit someone. Something will suit someone. So I call them structures which I create. So I've got to my bank about 80, 100 structures which I sit when I'm in my zone. And that's when I curate and I keep my bank ready.
So you mix music, in short.
Well, you can always say that because I've got my console. And by the way, most important, talking about music, I do counseling even on a DJ console with the students because I relate music with life. So if I'm not telling you to stop your, let's say, alcoholism or drugs, or I'm not telling you anything. I'm just giving you something which is a better high, okay, which actually, it takes you much healthier, much more confident that you don't need these substances anymore.
So in short, you are replacing music as a medicine.
Yes, it is the best medicine and it is scientifically proved.
Okay.
It is scientifically proved.
Okay. But don't you think medicines act faster?
I wouldn't.
And sorry to interrupt you over here. Music as a medicine. So coming to this point, medicine might act faster, more reliable as of now to people, because if you ask a group of people,
right,
this is something which has been untapped as of now. So if you ask a group of people, they'll say medicine will be a better source of going ahead as compared to music. So what are the potential benefits of going through a music therapy?
Okay. I wouldn't want to comment more on the medical domain because that's not mine. Again, moving ahead is medicines have their own limitations also, not being in that field. Reason I'm saying that, music as a therapy works best to complement medication also. Like our mind state. There are times things are, like doctors can diagnose it, things are so rough that you need medication. So when you need medication, you do need medication. There's no two things about it. Therapy, music therapy supplements and complements even medication for your reflexes to work. Music therapy is not going to cure you. I repeat.
And neither medicines are going to cure.
I wouldn't want to comment on that.
Okay. Agreed.
Okay. I wouldn't want to comment on that. But having said this, music therapy will not cure you. Being a music therapist, I'm telling you that.
Understood.
Music therapy will only work on those reflexes of yours, give you that confidence that you can cure yourself and walk independently on your own feet. That is the job of music therapy.
Noted. So you mean to say it cannot cure, it can tap your reflexes, it can also point out things or get back to you where you are down and make you come back to normal. But what are the chances of relapsing? Because there's nothing going inside your body apart from something from your ears.
Okay.
So nothing is going from here which can cure things which normal people generally intake.
Okay.
So what are the chances of relapsing it again? I mean, it can happen back again. It can bounce back again.
You know, we are talking about a very important thing. Chances of relapse.
Yes.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. How far is your workplace from your home?
155 kilometers.
Wow. You travel every day?
I travel alternate days.
Okay, alternate days.
Yes.
Now let's put it this way. You have your own business?
I have my own business.
You got people working for you?
Yes.
Okay. You have some kind of, you got children?
Yes, blessed with two.
Fantastic. Let's say one of the child is a bit unwell, God forbid.
Yes.
And you have to travel 155 kilometers because work is work.
Agreed.
Would you be in the right frame of mind?
Not at all.
Somewhere there was a problem, right?
Yes.
There was traffic. Now you go, you face your 10, 15, 20, 50 workers.
Yes.
They're kind of stressors over there also. Now you're driving back. Every human being carries abstract stress. But you have to stress is what I call it.
Okay.
Because you
we'll discuss
again
about it in the
yes
points. Yes.
Because you have to smile to your family. You have to be with your workers. So we are all like this. We suppress. We postpone, and we put a lid over it. My module only deals with abstract stress. I'm not bothered about what has been your symptom. I'm not bothered. I'm bothered about the trigger because however old we are today, something can come to us as a flash of a thought. It could be trauma, it could be some excited moment, some fight, some quarrel, something of even our childhood. That is the power of that 2-inch mind. So I deal with, that's where my counseling along with music works, and it has done wonders.
Noted. So again, coming back to music, of course, because that's what we're tapping right now.
Forte, yeah.
Yes. So is traditional way of music, cassettes, CDs, as of now we have pen drive and YouTube, is the only thing which you use, or you make your own music?
Okay. I don't make my music. I don't compose music. Let me be very honest. I curate various music. Now, why? Somebody asked me a question, very interesting question. Why don't you play an instrument, and that's the right way to do it, and traditional, as you put it. I'm good with traditional music. I respect traditional music. Music was founded in India. India gave the world music.
But sorry to interrupt again. When you say traditional music, it will again cater to a certain part of society. But when you deal with corporate or young people, they'll not be into traditional.
Exactly.
They'll be into music which you just said unfiltered. And you don't like such kind of music. That's what I gauge from this conversation. So you still okay for them to play that music, the one which you don't prefer playing it?
I am okay with anything which is called music. It's very simple.
Yeah. Okay.
Music is nature. Why do I say it? We say birds chirping is nature. We humans are nature. A musician is nature. Music generally is nature. So why not accept nature the way it is? So when I'm talking, you use this word called YouTube. I say yes, because that's how I equip you. Because I'm showing you a tool how to work your way ahead and pave your own path. So today you have music on your palm. There were cassettes, there were CDs, stuff like that.
Yes.
There are instruments. Some people want to come and play an instrument. Why not? I am giving you all the facilities because every keynote over here is directly related with our life.
So this is the only way of you conducting your sessions, or do you adapt other ways also with music, of course?
Yeah. My ways are not related to four walls. They're not confined to. I'm sorry, wrong word, but they're not confined to four walls. We go out for a drive sometime. We go to a coffee shop. Idea is when you are in that stage, of course, it's a process, not at the first time, but in that process, chal yaar ghum aate.
So you just take your patient out for a drive.
Not patient.
Sorry to say that.
We all are victims of something. That's why we have got into that mind state.
Agreed.
We all are victimized somewhere. Kuch na kuch hua hoga. That's why we've gone into that phase. Now it's not that I take everybody out for coffee.
Obviously.
What I mean is, we might just go for a walk. We might just get into. See, the whole idea is to cultivate a hobby in people where today, especially, sorry to say, none of the youngsters have a damn hobby. I asked a question in a college. Now this is hardcore truth. Puneet, you must hear that. Eh? I asked, how many of you have a hobby? 5 minutes, college kids. I started laughing because I was between the audience, and what happened? There was this 22-year-old kid. I saw him taking his phone, so I got curious. I went and I saw he's Googling the meaning of a hobby. This is what is happening today. We've become bloody zombies. All thanks to, I call this a walking terrorist.
Walking terrorist, okay.
It
solves the purpose, right?
Of course it does.
Then how can it be a terrorist?
Of course. Because a phone has done its game in the first 10 minutes. It's got you addicted.
Again, why terrorist? It's not harming you in any which ways.
Of course it is.
That's what you think, not the people.
Not the people.
Not the
so
people.
I'm not here to tell the people to stop. I don't tell anybody to stop anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Limit it. That's all I'm saying. Use it when you need to use it, not when you want to use it. Because that is an addiction. Today you see a 2-year-old kid is wearing thick glasses. What is the logic? The kid is crying. Mom gives him the phone. Go play. It starts from there. And then we love to play the blame game.
So, what you just said about a 2-year-old. So, I have my 2-year-old, and believe me, we feel it's a blessing. YouTube is a blessing.
Yeah.
So, till the time he don't have his stuff, his addiction in his hand, so there's nothing going from here.
So you're feeding him an addiction.
Yeah, you could say that. Somewhere or the other, yes.
So today, I'm not saying mat karo. I'm not saying mat karo. I'm not saying mat karo.
Yes.
Your child needs that wind. Go ahead, but limit the timing. But what we do, we are too strict. We are too extremes. Either we are too strict,
or either
or we just do the opposite.
opposite.
Or we just do the opposite.